Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today, we are playing Myst. Now, this is the Masterpiece Edition, but this is a game that I grew up playing. It is a very mysterious story-based game, and I can't really say too much without giving anything away, so we're just going to hop in and enjoy this together. Myst.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
It's the book. The magical book. Alright, well, obviously, we have to examine the book. Myst. Alright. So what do we got in the book? Let's see. It's an island. Oh boy. So mysterious. Well. Wait, we're gonna touch the picture? Oh. Alright, so, let's explore. Okay. What do we have here? Some kind of pool? Is this, what do we do with this? Is this just observing the dots here, perhaps? Maybe. So if it is, it's like 4 on the bottom and then 2 up top. We have a little square here. Anything here? The music's so dramatic. What is this? Topographical extrusion test, water turbulent pool, and Mark Switcher diagram. Not sure what that means. Oh. Okay. So 40. If we do 40, what would 40 give us? Oops, that was 49. I didn't mean to do that. 40. Alright. Okay, so if we hit this. Okay, so now we have a topographical map of some sort. Okay. I don't know exactly what we're looking at, but that's pretty cool. Alright, so marker switch diagram 47. Let's try that. 47. What does that give us? Marker switch diagram. What is this supposed to be? Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Was that what it was on originally, I wonder? So, I thought it was on water turbulent pool, but let's try that again in case I was wrong. So that was 67. Alright, so what was the water turbulent pool? Oh, it's just this. Okay. So there's nothing here. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what to do with that, but interesting to know. Can we do anything with this ship here that's sunk? Doesn't look like it. We got a switch here. No idea what that does. Probably shouldn't turn it on until I know, I guess. What's up here? Let's check this out. There's another switch here. I don't know what it... You know, it talked about switches. I'm going to turn these on. And check out that map again, right? And see what it says. It was... What was it? Marker switch diagram. So that was 47. Let's see if maybe are some of them going to be turned on now, I wonder? I don't see anything different. So, I don't know. Maybe not. Alright. The door is so loud when it closes. Well, let's head up this way. There's a note. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Okay, so the forechamber must be that room that we were just in. Enter the number of marker switches. Well, okay, so then we need to keep track of that. So far, I assume we found 2. I assume it's those switches that we found. So we'll just keep a running tally, I think, of how many we have found. And I see another one up here ahead. So this one will be another one. Can we open it? All right. So that would be another one. We've got some kind of peculiar chair here. Okay, so we have a date here. Is this like a time machine? It's definitely something related to time. Let's not mess with it right now. Oh, we got stars? Oh, maybe it's like a planetarium. We can see stars at a different time. Alright, well, we don't know what time we need right now, I don't think, so let's just continue on for now. Alright, what's in the fireplace? Okay, we're in the fireplace. I don't know why. There's a book here. Can I read the book? What is this? Oh, are these the ones we turned on? Because we've been turning on the switches. Huh. I don't know exactly what we're doing with that, but we seem to be doing something. We've got a book. What is this? Okay. Red page, red book. Oh.
Why?
Good question.
Bring me a red. I can't see you.
I can't see you.
You don't let me read too much. Make a break.
Okay.
I am serious.
What did he say? I am sterile?
There's one thing I want to
Rescue? Okay, so red page. Yeah, I guess if we see any more red pages. What's this? Oh. Oh. I wonder. Wait a second. Oh, I know, I know. That one will close it back up, right? Close it back up, but open the door, I bet. Because that's the picture of the open door. All right, okay, I get it. Now we have a blue page and a blue book, I assume. So let's see. Steer is this guy. Okay, okay. Barely make it out. I keep hearing help me.
Blue pages.
Yeah, okay. He wants the blue pages. Because he has a blue book, it makes sense.
Never. Just... I must have the blue page.
I must have the blue pages.
Hand to me.
He goes from like demanding to like begging, like bring them to me, please. All right, let's check out what's in the secret passage. Maybe we'll find some more pages. All right. We have an elevator of some sort. Library? All right, where are we heading? The library sounds like there'll be more books. That could be good. The elevator goes sideways. There's book. Oh, we're in the tower now. It's telling us the location. Is there anything back? Oh, there's another one. This is for a key? And this is for book. Okay. What's up? Okay, so we can't do anything there. All right, let's go around the other way and see if there's anything out this way. The key. 240. So 240. 221. Is that maybe related to the planetarium? I don't know what 221 would be. 240 would be like a time, right? And the planetarium thing had a time? Maybe. I don't know why this isn't open. What do we see out here? Oh, we see the cogwheel. That was where we pointed that that map to. Where do we want to point it then, I wonder? We'll have to go back and see. It has a book. Is there some place we can point it to that would be really... Maybe we point it to the library. Let's see. All right, so that would be... Would it be this building? Try this direction. It's not necessarily the library, but it's something else, right? Let's see if that gives us anything. I assume this is the tower it's talking about. It said tower, right? So we're rotating somewhere else. Maybe we'll get another key. That could be a thing. And we may have to go turn on more switches also. Maybe if we turn on more switches, we'll have more options. All right, where does this lead us? Okay, so this is the port. I guess I should write that in case this is important. So this code we got before was for the cogwheel. Now let's head over to the key one and see what we got. Oh, we got 3 days. Okay, so this looks like it is definitely related to the planetarium. So this is the ship. has these dates. Let's write them down real fast. October 11th, 1984, 10:04 a.m. That's going to be one star pattern, I'm sure. January 17th, 12:07 at 5:46 a.m. And then November 23rd, 9791. My goodness. At 6:57 p.m. All right. So I'm liking how this works. We turn on the switches and then it enables things on that map, I assume. And then we get pieces of code that we need to solve puzzles. So I think let's go back to the planetarium and see what happens when we enter those dates in. Because I'm very curious to see what we get. Let us open back up the exit. Wonder what happens if we click the bookshelf when it's in its open state. We have a burnt book. Are they all burnt? What happened here? Oh, this one's not burnt. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them the rocks because that is what they were, a group of sharp rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This was where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks, as it was never too far of a distance. One day another person appeared on the rocks, for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon Branch discovered a place where he decided to live, also on the same large rock. The sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day, while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the boy should be called Will. Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least that is the story I was told when I arrived today on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day, and I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand, not that I expected them to. I still do not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by Father. I attempted to create a boat by riding it into the world. I thought anything was planned correctly, or I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although this test did not turn out as I hoped, I now have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoy it anyway, and with that I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I have enjoyed studying from it. It is a much sturdier platform than the jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. Okay, so maybe this is related to the planetarium that we're about to go investigate. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also during the night, I catch glimmers of the light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover if it is created by some natural phenomenon or by additional people on far-off islands or rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened of the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I've also been thinking of some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light toward the horizon, it might prove my suspicions regarding additional inhabitants, as they would be curious about the light and travel to discover its source, if they have the means. I returned with many tools that I will need for construction of the lighthouse. I have decided that once the lighthouse is completed, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now and are making great progress. The rock that we are building on seems to not be as secure as I would like. I have had to alter my plan slightly, but these alterations pose no real problem. The boys are quite strong and have been helping me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening, we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed the night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I had become accustomed to. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. Then Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art that will have a more profound impact on this world than I could have ever written. I think. Oh, that I could ever have written, I think. Stone ship age? What does this say? Bird's eye view? Stone ship age. So is this the ship that he tried to create that was in the rock? Um, where would the lighthouse be then, I wonder? I don't know. Oh, I think of this age as a gift to myself that I will wrap up and open someday in the future, only to discover that it has changed so much that indeed it is a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original three boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They are all very content and have been serving me with new foods and showing me materials they have discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud with them what things will be like here in another 10 years. Okay, so I assume when we go look at the planetarium, we're going to have constellations. So we may have to figure out which ones they are and then come figure it out here. So we'll have to pay attention to the big and small stars. So that one was that book, right? Yes. All right. So this book, I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. So maybe this is the world that he was just talking about, maybe? Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. Is Planet of the Apes, guys? They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which was about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and and hung very low around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise! This creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and the tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly, some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. Sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon, it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out. Maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I'm not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of where was that? In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story, as if he had been there. And the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a lower level of walkway and carry it away. He was laid down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As a strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to a dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon, so that I may learn more from them. I have lived in this world for 3 months, off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine, oh, that was the name on the note that we found, so I'm sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Sirius and Akinar. Okay, so this is the name of the two guys in the book, I assume. That was the red book and that was the blue book. I couldn't hear his name, so I'm making an assumption there. But I thought it was Cirrus, so there we go. I'm at least looking forward to how Cirrus and Akinar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. That's a tongue twister. Tree dwellers. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osmoian. Does that say Asinoian age? I can't read that word exactly. I think it's Osinoian. Sirius has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Coctic. Is this another world, the Everdunes? I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Ceres and Aknar here. See the Everdunes journal for more information. After watching Sirius and Aknar, I see they are handling things very well. And I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again, and for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Sirius and Aknar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirius and Aknar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested it would be wise for Sirius and Aknar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems that they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and like the writing is getting more and more cursed, it seems, of their adventures, and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. It's like I almost wonder if like the page is getting wet, if that's why the text is kind of smeared. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving up their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors. Oh, that's explaining this. Okay. I have shown some of the creatures my journal and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look at this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they've proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creature, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. I'm guessing this is a map of all the trees that they were talking about. All right, that's the end of that journal. All right, so that's those two journals. It looks like we have two more that aren't burnt. All right, it has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly. I think for some reason I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I've yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I'm standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I'm standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh, and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet the strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north, hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling, and I'm beginning to believe it's not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I have had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a mislinking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. Is that what happened to the other books, I wonder? I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently, the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving me an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind I remember has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night, I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Sirius and Akinar and make sure everything is going along well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I know I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials. However, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to be in work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. And it starts to say, I have or I hope, but then the rest of it's like faded out. Well, and I have decided we've got like some drawings. 3 meters is not enough support. Some kind of satellite dish. Amazingly strong. This looks like a rocket. To be one of my most prized inventions, I am extremely... would never have imagined it to come together. I doubt. Could possibly work with 14 instead of... Okay. Completely fatigued. I'm so happy to have something tomorrow. I am leaving today in order to bring back Sirius and Aknar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I have just noticed a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I have copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age to which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. Okay, this looks like a code. So I kind of want to like copy this down. So if we come across a keyboard, we don't have to like come back. So let's see, we have C, F, and then this is lower C and then upper C. Uh, so first we have lower C, then we have upper C, then we have D sharp, and then 4 is F, and then 5 is B flat. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm sure order matters, and we may have to come back to that, but that's just something to have in mind. That was, we have this book. This is the last book. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. The sky here is dark and gray and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of the world's history. Years ago, he told me, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the unusually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries there were easily overwhelmed. The ship continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout post remained. The black ships sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden I managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I have decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save this civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun work on a plan for protection. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are undoubtedly, or understandably, excited to be here. This must be before Channelwood, then. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. All 3 of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence and their creativity. It's refreshing to see as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months now, and construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky here were like the blue sky in Myst. The old man I first talked to tells me the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It has been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are now only islands due to the rising water level that the people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress, I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography. I began experimenting with on my visits to Aspermare. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress provide sufficient protection for all of us. Is this like a drawing of it? Track? So it works on a track, okay? And then it spins, it looks like. Maybe there's like 3 different ports. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. That's the insignia of the black ship. Last night we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. Um, I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe I have begun. But first, I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the tide. I believe in my travels I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I am confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. So I think that's all the books. I think the rest of them are all burnt for some reason. So we have 4 books that have survived. Now, I don't know what the deal is with this fireplace. Maybe there's something when you do this. Like, I almost wonder. Let me try doing that and see if there's something in the fireplace. I'm kind of curious. I know the tower opens. I didn't even look at the fireplace. Is there something here? Oh. Uh. Okay, I don't know what this means, but that is definitely something we will have to figure out. For now, let's go to the astronomy place, the what do you call it? Observatory. and see if we can enter these dates. What is all this stuff here? Oh, wait. Those were weren't those the constellations? We have a switch here. That's another switch we need to add. So we're now at 4 switches. All right. Man, there's so much to explore here. Let's go back. There's birds. Um, Here's another switch. I don't know why I'm turning them all on. I don't know if this does anything, but I want to actually go back to, and there's that rocket was one from the books. I want to go to this though and turn the light out. Okay. Now, let's enter those dates that we had. We have October. Okay, so October 11th at oh, I need to like go a lot. 1984. 19. Can they have a more annoying sound? Oh, 1984. Okay, and the time is 10:04 a.m. So let's pull it down to 10:04. All right. What do we have here? Oh, this was that leaf one, right? Isn't that what this one was? I think this was the very last one on that page. So this is the first one. Okay, now let's do the second one, which was January 17th, 12:07. 12:07. And the time 5:46 a.m. 5:46. All right. I don't remember which one this one was. But this is the second one. Okay, now let's do the last one, which is November 23rd, 9791. And the time is 6:57 p.m. 57. All right. Can it find one? Oh, it took a while. All right, so this one is this constellation. I don't know which one this one is either. We're going to jot them all down and then go see if I can find them. All right. That's all 3. So let's go back and look in the book. Was it the first one? I think it was the first book we looked at. Yes. Okay. So now let's see. I think the first one was the very last one. So this one was the leaf. The next one, let's see. I'm looking to see, neither one of those looks like it. This one looks like one, maybe. Maybe. Not exactly. This one might be one. This one could be the last one. This one's close. It could be snake for the second one. Okay, so I think it might be. I think this one is the second one I did. So I think this one is snake. And I think the last one looks an awful lot like, yeah, okay, so this one is the beetle or whatever it is. So now, is that what the pictures were outside of here? Let's look. We have a flamingo, an arrow. I think it was. Let's keep looking. An anchor, no. What is this one? Spider, no, it wasn't a spider. Want to see the second one on the side. Snake. Okay, it was a snake. Order may matter here too. In which case, well, that was the second one if it does matter. But let's find the leaf. All right, leaf. That's the cross. That's the flamingo. What's the third one? Leaf. Arrow. Maybe it was the spider. I thought it was a beetle, but I don't see anything else that matches it. So it's gotta be that one, right? I hear something. Is it the boat in the middle there? Let's look. It is. Okay, so the boat has come up. Can we do anything with it? Doesn't appear we can do anything. What about, is it in any way? It is. It is. It's connected to this one. Oops. Can we get on this one now? Because this was sunk before. Let's go down. And let's check it out. Okay. There's a book here. Is this the rock world? Let's see. It looks like it might be. Yeah, because it talked about him building the ship. This was stone. Was it Stone Ship? Was that the name of it? I forget. Alright. I think this is the one where he said he was building a lighthouse. Okay. You can't go down there now. Alright, well let's go. This is the lighthouse that you said you made, right? There's a key here. There's nothing down here. Maybe we have to lower this down somehow? Or maybe we have to disconnect this? I'm not sure. This is locked. We can't go up. Alright. What's out this way? We have 3 buttons. Oh, is it a pump? Let's see. Where would that did it drain from here? It did. It drained from here. Okay. Alright, there is... Oh, we're letting the water out. Okay. Now do we fill it back up with water and it'll float? Let's see. Will it float now? Yes, okay. Now we open it up. We get a key to go up. Yes. What's up here? Needs power? Is this a battery? This is a lighthouse, right? So I assume we need some kind of power, battery cells or something for that. All right. Well, Let's see what happens if we drain the middle area. What's through here? We can't really see. Probably not smart to go down there. What's up here? Oh, we have a telescope. Do we need to observe some particular area? We may need to know what we're supposed to observe. Because this all just looks like rocks. I'm not seeing anything. I mean, there's that. So maybe. I suspect we need a particular location that we want to observe. Alright. So we need some kind of light to get down here. Can we turn on a light? What happens if we hit... Well, actually, let me see. Does this pump out this? What if we pump out the third area? Okay, it pumps out this area. Can we turn on lights? It's very dark in here. Very dark. I can see nothing. It's kind of scary being under the water without being able to see what I'm doing. It's very dark. Kind of spooky, honestly. Alright. I think we should go out of here. I don't know what I'm looking at there. What happens if we go down on this one? Can we find a light in here? This is a little scary. Oh, there's something here. Okay. The light was lit up. My, but isn't this a grand little room? Fancy. What do we got? Ooh, we got a red page. All kinds of stuff. He's got like all kinds of jewelry and whatnot. Anything on the bed? Huh. What's over here? What is this? Is this... We got a needle? Is this like drugs? What is going on? We got a knife. What does this do? Interesting. I don't know what's up with this though. Well, we got a red page. We know something we can do with this if we can figure out how to get back. I'm not sure how to get back. I wonder... Is there something over here that helps us get back? This just leads us up here, but we need another book to get back, right? So where would the book be, I wonder? It's not up here, right? Is it through here? What's through here? Is this just where we were? I think it might be just where we were. Oh, it's not. It's a different area. A blue page. We probably can't carry both. What in the world? Why do you have a skull lamp? That's a little bit creepy, sir. What in the world? We have some kind of map. markers which the vault is located. Okay, so we've got part of a note. What's in the third drawer? We've got lots of maps. Lots of maps. An awful lot of maps. What is this? So it's a rose that turns into a skull. Interesting. And a little bit creepy. You seem to have a very macabre fascination, sir. Alright. So I'm assuming, since we found pages, these are gonna be Cirrus and the, I forgot the other guy's name, I assume. Alright, so how can we get out? Maybe we can do this. And power it up. Will this give it energy? Is this like a generator, I wonder? Okay, it is. Let's just keep spinning it. Oh, wait, maybe we can power the ship. Like, maybe this provides light for under the ship. So we want a good bit of light. We don't want to be caught in the dark. Okay, so let's see. Let's go drain the left side and see if that gives us lights down here. Will it? I don't see lights. Still see no lights. Darn. I was hoping this would provide lights. But it doesn't seem to be so. Unless I ran out of light. Let me go see. Maybe I ran out of light already? No, I've still got light. Where does it provide light to then, I wonder? The hallways, maybe? Maybe. Let's go see. Oh, it provides light down here. Okay, I understand. Let's drain these. Maybe there's something else we're missing then. I mean, we ended up finding them, but maybe there's something else down here. Yeah, none of these. Are you freaking kidding me? Where was the red dot, guys? Did you see a red dot? I didn't see a red dot. What even in the world? That is the most obscure freaking door in the entirety of creation. I have just spent like what 30 minutes looking for this thing. It's ridiculous. Okay. Moving along. Okay. So what do we do here? Help? Help? Am I gonna die now? Help? 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 What did I do? What did I do? I don't know what I did. That's terrifying. Let me go check the power because it magically went off. It's drained. So if I pick the wrong one, it drains the power. And then I gotta completely spin it back again. Oh boy. See you in 10 years. Okay. So what do we need? Do we need The lighthouse, maybe? What was... Let's go look. Maybe that's what the telescope is for. Let's go look. All right, so where was the lighthouse? It was a circle, right? So maybe... Because all of this is just rocks. The only thing of any significance is what? 135, where the light of the lighthouse is? Maybe? Let's see. Was this the tunnel we went through? Or was it the other side? I think it may have been the other side, but it should be one of these, right? It must have been the other side. Let's see. Where is it? I wonder if... Oh, it's right here? Yeah, right here. Okay. So, 90, 180. Okay, so if we're talking like circles here, then this would be what, 135? That's the one we want. We did a thing. Did we power a light on in the room? I hope so, because I'm ready to get out of here for reals. Let's see. Hopefully. Please. I see more details. Yes, okay. All right. Now we have all kinds of stuff here. What is this? That'll take us back, right? So we now need to grab... Okay, I understand. Now we need to get one of the pages, right? So let's get the red page, because Agnes seems to be a little crazy. Now that I'm not looking for it, it's obvious. Let's see. Hopefully we can. Myst. Back. Hello? Ah, okay. Red page, red book. Now let's see.
Return.
Indeed.
Thank you for bringing the red page.
Sure. Sure thing.
You must continue.
I must continue to help you. Let's go.
My name is Sirius.
Figured that part out.
I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must read.
I must do nothing. I'm being nice here.
Listening from this book which has become. Bring. I need more red pages, please.
It looks like he's got anger just because the proof is there.
Don't waste time. Look. Don't.
Don't what? Something about his brother?
My brother is guilty.
My brother is guilty.
And I wrongfully imprisoned.
I'm wrongfully...
Bring the red page to me.
Are you sure about that, sir? Are you sure about that? I have my doubts. Okay. Well, you know what they say. There's always two sides to every story. Can we go get the other page? Let's see. And then we can see what the obviously insane brother has to say about things. All right, back we go. So the blue book. All right, sir. I've returned your page. What do you have to say?
He returned. He wouldn't return. They just rescue me. I'm acting off. My brother, I beg you.
Thing about my brother?
To be complete. Always blue pages. Listen to him.
To him, I'm guessing.
My brother. He's a fool and a liar. Bring me the blue pages. The red ones. Don't bring the red ones.
Don't bring the red ones.
Oh, you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must.
You've both been wrong. Somehow I
will
think.
have my retribution. Please.
I'm sure you will.
Pages.
This is going to turn out badly for us, isn't it? Man. Who do you trust? They both seem not ideal. One seems like an egomaniac, the other seems like an absolute lunatic. Who's to say? But we'll find out more as we explore another age in the next episode. So I feel like this has been quite a crazy little adventure. We learned a lot about the Stone Ship Age. It's pretty interesting how um, the books help you travel to the different ages and stuff. So I'm looking forward to see what the next age has as soon as we're able to discover it. There's so much more on this island that we can explore as well. So, and apparently there's at least 3 more ages we can visit according to this bookshelf. So we will see what we have to explore in the next episode. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Liara27. I have my schedule posted in the about and in the description. And if you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Liara27. And I hope you join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.